when I walked into the apartment and I was like, there was no tube light or ceiling lights. Like literally, I walked into a dark place and I realized that I have to buy a lamp to light up this place. Hi guys, this is Priya from It's Okay and welcome back to our channel. The topic for today is three phases every immigrant goes through. The reason we are creating this topic is we get so many requests on a daily basis saying that I'm feeling so lonely in a new country. I don't think I made the right decision. Like, and you're going through all of these emotions and feeling unsettled. So we thought we're going to touch on this topic and I'm going to walk you a little bit through my journey because I felt the same that all of you are feeling today. I'm hoping that helps you understand and relate to the three phases you will go through. But at the end of the day, it's going to be okay because it's okay. So, if you have liked our content so far, and if this is helpful to you, please consider subscribing to our channel. That's going to be very, very helpful. Liking and sharing the video with someone who can benefit from this. Okay, so the first phase of a journey that every immigrant goes through is acclimatizing. When I moved here 5 years ago, it was Chicago, January 1st, 2017. Never in my life had I thought that I am going to be leaving India and moving to a new country. It was not a part of the plan. I worked for Google in India, and through them, I moved to Chicago. I did not know a single person in this country. I did not know anything about the work culture here. And like how a lot of you all felt, I thought it was the worst decision that I had taken in my life. Imagine January 1st, 2017, super cold in Chicago. It was dark at 3:30 p.m. and I was in a long distance relationship and I did not know what I was doing with my life. So I had all these questions and emotions that I was going through. I took the time to feel what I felt for the first couple of weeks. And a lot of that involves a lot of phone calls to your loved ones and just questioning the decision and being sure that this is not going to be your long-term journey. But acclimatizing is the phase where you are now going to learn a lot about different things and try to draw comparisons between how things were in your home country and how things are here. Those things could include simple things like understanding the climate and dressing according to that. That could mean like finding the grocery store that's closest to what you feel comfortable with and looking at all of the options and trying to identify the one milk that is closer to getting you that homemade cup of kadak chai or the flour that you should be using or the oil that you should be using, etc., etc. So it can be anything, but the idea is get yourself familiar with the place, get yourself familiar with the culture, get yourself familiar with all of the day-to-day things that you would be requiring to do in a new country. For me, it was a nerve-wracking experience finding a home, opening a bank account, getting my social security, and there were multiple things that I was constantly feeling in terms of how difficult it is and why do I have to go through all of this when I had my whole life set and built in India, and I'm not sure why I'm putting myself through this. However, in the acclimatizing phase, once you get comfortable with how to navigate around here and get your bearings in, things become extremely easy and you are actually ready to graduate to the next phase, which I'm going to be covering now. The second phase is going to be acceptance, and this is the longest and the toughest phase that every immigrant goes through because there is this constant tussle between your heart and your mind, where your mind wants to be open to all of the new things this country has to offer or the new country has to offer. However, your heart is still back home and is constantly reminding you of all of the emotions that came with being around a familiar territory and with your loved ones. So for me, a couple of things in this acceptance phase definitely stood out, and I'm sure you will find this relatable. The first one was when I walked into the apartment and I was like, there was no tube light or ceiling lights. Like literally, I walked into a dark place and I realized that I have to buy a lamp to light up this place. The second one was very simple things around the fact that people here don't use white light, and in India we're very used to using like white light. So you're constantly in the beginning feeling that andhera hai or it's like not bright enough, and then you get used to it, or you accept the fact that yes, I'll be buying all these lamps, and yes, I will be lighting my home in a certain way in terms of how it feels comfortable. Another one that stands out was just ordering coffee or chai. It was so easy in India. Like you just say, "Biko chai, coffee chahiye," and you're going to get it. Versus here, you exactly know how you want it, and like know your perfect order to kind of get the same taste that you're used to. And this one, I think, is like just goes with everyone, where how much work you have to do here could say, like there is no house help, there is no one who's like helping you clean dishes or prep vegetables and do all of that stuff. Everything has to be done by yourself, and you're just, it takes a lot of acceptance at that point to be like, okay, this is my life, and I will be spending all of my time doing a lot of things. And because you don't have a process still in place to do a lot of this, you're constantly torn, and you're going back and forward, and you're not able to accept. This is the longest, but once you have mastered it, we will talk about the third phase when you will actually figure out that you have a new home. And the last phase is assimilation. This is the phase which is where you have accepted everything and you're trying to find yourself in a new way, discover yourself in a new way, come up with new traditions that feel true to yourself. It comes at a much later stage where you know that this is it for me, and I need to like rebuild things that will stay true, where I can preserve all of those emotions and cultures that come with it, but I'm able to add any of the new things that this place has to offer. So, to give you an example, like when we celebrate like festivals here, you end up celebrating a lot more festivals like a Thanksgiving or Christmas as well, because people around you are celebrating. You will have people who would want to learn more about Diwali and would want to celebrate Diwali with you. So you will come up with your own Diwali tradition in terms of how you do things. You're going to come up with your own Thanksgiving version of a Friendsgiving, where you all maybe still come together and have a lot of Indian food and don't do anything super traditional, but that is your way of doing things. So just finding yourself, staying true to your roots, and coming up with new things where you're incorporating new cultures, new people, building your community. That is the time when you have assimilated and you know that you're going to be okay. I hope all of these three phases were relatable to you. We will link our blog also in the description box, where both me and my husband have written a little bit about our journeys. My husband more so ever, because he moved here and had to do everything differently, and it was a huge adjustment for him. And we will talk you through a lot of things that you will find relatable. Things like how you need a car to do anything here, or driving is like a life skill that you never realize that you needed if you were back home. So if you're interested in knowing about our journeys and what we are doing and how we started with SOKR and how we went through these phases, please check out that blog. But remember, whatever you are feeling and whatever stage you are in your immigrant journey, it is going to be okay at the end of the day. No matter how tough it feels, stay strong, keep at it, and remember, it's okay, yaar. Till another video, bye and have a great day.